Tottenham against Everton in the Premier League, 4:30 kickoff. The primetime games, Sunday, 4:30, man. It's Super Sunday, the head of Super Sunday. So we're going to get into the predicted lineup. In terms of the team news, a lot of injury news to talk about today. So what's team news going into the game?
As you can see, well, you can see it now. Maddison, Decky, Dragoshin, obviously still unavailable. Although Dragoshin, I think, must be getting near because he's been on the grass for now with the team a while. We know Solanke, he's back on the grass, but he's unavailable. It says Moani there, but he's actually fit. I should have taken that. He's obviously available. Romero, Doggy, picked up injuries a couple games ago. They're now unavailable. We'll have to wait and see how long for. Frank not giving a time frame, which is not good news, but let's hope it's not too long. He did say they're not too bad, but what does that mean? Does it mean it's weeks, not months? Does it mean it's days? We'll have to wait and see. Basuma had surgery in midweek. He set for a long spell on the sidelines, which is not good news for him. Ben Davis picked up a hamstring injury during international duty, and Kota Takai is, from what I believe, not injured, but still not available.
Kota Takai one is so strange, isn't it? I mean, we have not seen an inkling of him since he's been injured ever since. But look, let's get into the predicted lineup.
We'll do Betmate first.
Oh, sorry, yeah. We are sponsored by Betmate, by the way, people. Everyone's been really enjoying the game, joining our pots. We've had big numbers every single week that we've been doing this.
We've been in the money a couple of weeks.
A couple of times. Last week, I think both of us finished near the bottom.
It was a shocker.
It was an absolute shocker.
Backing Spurs too hard against Villa.
But there is £100 up for grabs, people, completely free to play. So if you love FPL and you love making money, this is the place to be, people. If you want to join our private pot for the Everton Spurs game, QR code is on screen. The link is in the description as well. So the way it works is you build a 7-a-side team built of mixture of Everton and Spurs players.
A maximum of 6 from one team.
Yeah, exactly. Maximum of 6 from one team. And the scoring works very similar to the way the FPL scoring works. You get, well, now in FPL, you get defensive contributions, but you get rewarded for defensive contributions, attacking contributions, and obviously whoever gets the most points wins the money. And we're going to show you our couple of teams now. Let's start off with Sims.
Well, that's not mine, that's yours.
Is that mine?
Yeah.
All right. Let's start off with mine then. I've gone Vicario in goal. I think that Vicario might come under a lot of pressure this weekend, particularly from like set pieces and stuff. And I think with Vicario, he's on the back of an unbelievable performance. Hopefully, he's going to make a lot of saves. He can take that form into this game. And I'm praying for a clean sheet, not expecting one. But I have gone Vicario in goal.
Each save you make, you get 1 point. So.
Exactly. So if we would have done this for the Monaco game, Vicario would have done a lot of points. In defence, I've gone for Mickey van de Ven at the back because I think, he can come into question a lot. I think he made a lot of defensive contributions in that Monaco game. I've gone for Michael Keane alongside him. And Michael Keane's an interesting one because he does get himself involved in a lot of defensive contributions during a game. He's actually averaging over 4.5 points per game on Betmate. So that's a quite significant points tally. My captain and vice captain, I've gone for captain João Palhinha, because I see this game being a very combative game, a game where it's going to be a lot of like defensive contributions, and that's what I've kind of focused on. So I've gone for João Palhinha as captain, and also João Palhinha, he's got us 3 goals this season. He's got us an assist or 2 as well. So if we're going to score from a set piece or something like that, João Palhinha might be very heavily involved in that. So I've gone for him as my captain. I've gone for James Garner as my vice captain because I think James Garner as well gets involved in a lot of defensive contributions. He also likes to take a few shots as well, so you never know, one of them could fly in. So I've gone for him as my vice. And up front, I've gone for Iliman Ndiaye and Richarlison. So I'm not sure if Richarlison's going to start, so I might actually change that last minute if he doesn't start. But if he does start, he's got previous up at Goodison, and hopefully he can put one in the back of the net. And Iliman Ndiaye, I think, again, he gets involved in quite a few defensive contributions and also can get involved in the goal contributions as well.
Yeah, so I've gone for Corey in goal, similar reasons to you. I think we'll make a lot of saves. In defence, I've gone for Jed Spence and Tarkowski. Both who I think will start, and I think Spence, up against Ndai, good duels to be had there.
Tarkowski on for booking though.
Tarkowski, maybe a booking, but also maybe gets a lot of defensive contributions. In midfield, I've similar to you. I've gone Captain Paulinho. For similar reasons. I think it's going to be a very combative game, and I think he's going to get a lot of tackles, interceptions. And Vice Captain Kudus, just because I think he also gets involved in a lot of duels. So I went for him. And up front, Ndai and Grealish. I didn't really fancy any of the Tottenham front line at the moment, so I went for Ndai and Grealish.
All right, so that is our Betmate teams. Please do join our pot, completely free to play, people. Come and take us on, see if you can beat us. I think pretty much everyone that played last week did beat us, but we mean business this weekend. We mean business this weekend.
Even picking Everton, like more Everton players, both of us. But okay, we need to get serious now.
Exactly. But look, it is time to get into our predicted lineup. We've been through the team news. We're going to go for a 4-2-3-1 formation like we've seen in recent weeks. In goal is obviously going to be Guillermo Vicario. You know, a lot of question marks over his spot in the team in recent weeks. But on the back of that Monaco game, I don't think anyone's questioning that anymore.
No, absolutely. We were saying Monaco, maybe put Kinski in, maybe it's time. But look, Vicario played and answered the critics massively with an incredible performance. So he obviously has to keep his place. And look, he is still a very important player in the dressing room. So if he's playing like he did on Wednesday, got no problem with him.
So, yeah, Vic in goal. Right back, obviously the trusted Pedro Porro. I feel like Pedro Porro does have to improve his levels at this moment in time. I think he has been a bit susceptible in terms of his defending. Obviously, his one-on-one defending was okay last game, but I think we did allow way too many crosses from that side against Monaco. And from an attacking perspective as well, I want to see him get a bit better. I want to see his passing just be a bit more accurate, because I think in recent weeks it's been a bit wayward.
Yeah. The problem is, at the moment, we can't really take him out of the team because the dog is now injured, which means Spence kind of has to play left back.
Unless you put Archie Gray back there.
Yeah, but we kind of put Archie Gray in place of Spence when we're rotating Spence, which means usually Gray comes in when we want to give Spence to rest. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but look, I'm not saying we're going to do this, and I'm not advocating to do this, but there is an option to put Spence at right back and Gray at left back.
Yeah, but at the moment it seems Porro's Mr. Durability, plays every game, and we're just
should
so
that be the case though?
It shouldn't be the case, but because of our squad planning, it's put us in a difficult position. But yeah, Gray did play well, but I don't
That's what
see
I'm saying, because he played so well at left back. Like,
or right back can come in.
Why shouldn't he be considered an option?
He is considered an option, but I'm just saying he only came in because we wanted to rest Spence, not Porro.
Yeah, but as Spence can play from both sides, then it should be the case on both sides.
So can Gray.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see him get a rest, but at the moment it seems as though we're not going to.
Maybe give him a rest against Copenhagen.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Then but yeah, he has to improve. I agree. He's going to be up against Grealish. Tough test for him.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And Grealish, he knows how to take in a man or two. So I think Pedro Porro has definitely got his work cut out. Again, though, because we got Grealish on that side, maybe we should play Spence at right back. I think he will go for Porro, but maybe it's an opportunity to play Spence at right back for that one-on-one defending.
And Greg against Ndai?
Yeah.
I think I want Spence against Ndai with that pace.
Would you rather Spence against Ndai or Spence against Grealish?
I think Grealish, you're not worried about pace. You're worried about he's very good when he gets close to you. Just getting that yard.
Yeah.
I think Porro can handle that okay. I'm not worried about that. It's more that when they go down the line and attack the space, that's where you want Spence.
I don't know. But we'll see. I think we're definitely going to go for Porro anyway. Right centre-back is going to be big Kevin Danso. And I think Danso is going to be really important in this game, to be honest. I think big physical defender, aerial duels is where he really earns his money. And I think that's going to come into question a lot this game. Agreed.
Corners, we hear how David Moyes' team's focused on those moments, and they got big centre-backs in Tarkowski and Keane, and big strikers in Barry and Better as well. So I think I agree. There's going to be a lot of long balls into the back line, a lot of pressure put on our back line. I think the brunt of it is going to come to Danso to deal with it.
Yeah, and a big physical challenge against Beto as well, who's, he's a lump, isn't he, Beto? Big physical striker. Hasn't really done it this season, really, Beto. I think they've kind of been really frustrated with him and taken him off early in games and gone to Barry, and then Barry started. He hasn't really done it, and then brought on Beto quite early. So their number 9 ain't really working too much. But we know when you're playing against Beto, you're in for a physical challenge, that's for sure.
Yeah, I watched him at Anfield. He was a handful.
Yeah.
Absolute handful.
So left centre-back, obviously going to be Mickey van de Ven. I think he's been just immaculate this season. Captain over the last couple of games, and he'll be captain again tomorrow on Sunday.
Yeah, he's going to be so important, so he has to start.
Moving on to the left back, so it's toss up between Gray and Spence. I fully expect Spence to play after being rested in midweek.
Agreed. I think Spence comes in, but doesn't necessarily mean Gray comes out. If you know what I mean.
Well, it does mean Gray comes out.
No, not necessarily.
I think it does.
Not necessarily.
You think Gray's going to start?
We can talk about it, but I'm just saying, I think there's a chance. I think he deserves to start.
Yeah, I do think he deserves to start, but I'm just not sure he will start. But we're going for Vicario in goals, Porro right back, Danso and Van de Ven in the centre-back positions, and Jed Spence at left back. Let's move on to the midfield, people. And I think the player that we know that is definitely going to play is going to be João Palhinha. He's going to be, he's vital in every game, but I think this game it's going to be a big physical battle, and we're going to need him.
Yeah, and even on say we're in a game where our midfield was sliced open, he was still making those challenges. He's so combative. He's just so important in every game, and they're going to play a midfield two of Idrissa Gueye and Garner, probably two very physical, very energetic midfielders. You're going to need Palhinha in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, alongside João Palhinha, we got Rodrigo Bentancur, we've got Betmate, we got Archie Gray, we got Lucas Bergvall. What are you thinking?
I want to see Gray, personally. I thought he came into midfield against Monaco in the latter stages and did really well. So I want to see him. But Frank in his press conference said he sees no problem with Palhinha and Bentancur, and he's happy with them. This is obviously a game where do you need that experience? Do you need that those two? Will he feel like he needs those two together? I think in a perfect world, would I like to see Bergvall there potentially? To allow us to be a bit more free-flowing, and I think he's got the hustle and bustle to match their energy anyway. I think he could obviously, he's like a really great number 8. So I think him next to Palhinha would be perfect. I think in a less perfect world, Gray, because he deserves it, and maybe offers a bit more defensive stability. Sarr hasn't obviously started in a while, so he maybe needs a shout. But is he just going to land on Bentancur again?
I don't think he will. I think Bentancur needs a rest or to come out the firing line a little bit. I think he's going to go Pape, I think he's going to go Palhinha alongside Pape. Pape, obviously, he's physical in the middle there. He'll be able to handle the occasion in that sense. Good box-to-box player. He's a threat going forward, and he helps us out defensively as well. I got a feeling as well he hasn't played and started a game in quite a while. I think it's going to be Pape alongside João Palhinha.
I'm undecided, so I'm happy to go Pape. I really hope it's Gray. I just don't know. I don't know about a pivot of Pape and Palhinha, but we'll see.
The last time we played a pivot of Pape and Palhinha, we won 3-0 against West Ham.
Yes, we did.
So,
a very poor West Ham team.
Sure, it's a very poor West Ham team. It was but the team looked good that day.
Well, and once West Ham went down to 10 men.
Yeah, true. I guess.
But I actually think before that we actually didn't look good. But it doesn't mean we won't look good in this game.
And we had Bergvall in the 10 that game, but I expect Javi Simmons to come straight back in the 10.
Didn't start on midweek, so I think that means he was rested. I think he's interesting. He was telling his press conference, he said in some of his starts, he's tired come the 60th minute. So clearly it's still something he's managing with Javi at the moment.
Yeah, so Javi in the 10. Moving on to the forward line, I think who's certain is Mohamed Kudus on the right-hand side. Obviously, Mohamed Kudus. I want to see him come back and help Pedro Porro a bit more if he's struggling. I want to see him get involved more. Like in the last couple of games, I think last game he was better than the one before, but it hasn't been maybe the Mohamed Kudus that we've been seeing all season. So I want to see him get back to those levels, be really hard to handle, keep those take-ons, get good crosses in the box, and just be a constant threat. And I know it's going to be hard because the better he gets, the more men they're putting on him, and it's kind of freeing up the other space. But I think Kudus hasn't been as good in the last couple of games than he has been pretty much all season.
I just think we're so reliant on him.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Every long ball goes to him from a goal kick. If we go long, every long pass, every time we go through the channels, we look at Kudus. He's expected to hold the ball up. He's expected to beat 2 or 3 men. He's expected to create a chance as well. It's crazy. I think it's nuts at the moment how much we go for him. So, it's not sustainable to ask him to do as much. Like you're saying, he needs to be back to those levels, but being at those levels every game is not sustainable.
Yeah,
as much as I want.
Well, he's been off those levels for 2 games, so now it's time to get back.
Yeah, fair.
So Kudus on the right, Xavi Simons in the middle. On the left, so Matisse Tel back into contention, obviously, because it's not a European game. Do we think... I think, though, he's probably going to persist with Odegaard. I think Odegaard has been, getting better and better the last couple of games. There was an inkling. He didn't mention it in the press conference that he maybe picked up a bit of a knock in the game against Monaco, but he didn't mention anything, so you've got to assume he's fit.
Yeah, he obviously was touching his ribs, wasn't he? So maybe is Tel going to get the nod on the left with someone else up front, or is he going to stick with Odegaard, or even Brennan? Is Brennan got a shout?
I think it's Odegaard.
I want it to be Odegaard because I think he's playing the best at the moment. He's improving game on game. He's improving his confidence as well. So I hope it's Odegaard. But I wouldn't be, something tells me I wouldn't be surprised if Brennan plays.
I just think
he's got to play at some point, isn't he?
I know, but I think Frank is a guy who, if he sees someone get, I think Odegaard just needs to keep getting the minutes because he's looking good and he's looking better every game. So I think Frank's a guy, if he sees that, he's going to want to carry on playing the player.
I agree, but if he's had a little bit of a knock, and I'm not saying he's injured, but maybe he's not 100%, and maybe it's just trying, put Brendan in for one game and allow Odegaard a bit of a rest, bring him on with half an hour to go or something if it's not working. Maybe he's thinking like that, or he's thinking, maybe he is 100%, and maybe if he is 100%, maybe he'll just go with him. Yeah. And I hope that's the case. So,
but there's no suggestion in the press conference or anything that he's struggling with anything, is he? He didn't mention.
No, we just saw him struggle on Wednesday and go off.
Yeah. So look, we're going to go for Odegaard. So Kudus on the right, Odegaard on the left, Xavi Simons in the 10. Up top, who are we going for? So obviously the last 2 Premier League games, Tel has started in the 9. Richarlison started in the 9 against Monaco. Richarlison has really not been doing well the last couple of times he's played.
Does have a great record at Goodison though.
He does.
Scored 3 and 2 under Ange.
Yeah, 2 worldies as well in that game a couple of years back. I don't see him going for Richarlison. Moani's not fit enough to play, I don't think. So I think we'll see him come on. I think he's going to go for Matisse.
I think he's going to go for Tel as well. But the only problem is you got Tel up against 2 absolute shit brick houses in Tarkowski and Keane, and how that's going to fare is we're going to have to keep the ball on the ground and we're going to have to play through them. So I think I can see him getting bullied. That's what I'm worried about. But I do think, he's going to be fresh as well because he didn't play on Wednesday. So I do think he's going to go for Tel. I agree. The only thing is maybe could he go Tel on the left and maybe Richarlison up front, but I think he's just going to go Tel up front, yeah.
So let's go for Matisse Tel up top. So that is our predicted lineup. Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro right back, Jed Spence left back, Mickey van der Ven and Kevin Danso in the centre-back positions, João Palhinha and Pap Sarr in the double pivot with Xavi Simons in the 10, Kudus on the right, Odegaard on the left and Matisse Tel up top. That is our lineup to go to the Hill Dickinson Stadium and hopefully get all 3 points. Do you agree with our predicted lineup? Let us know in the comment section below, people. What are your thoughts?